That's delightful.
A member of the Pod Bros Network.
Gary's willing to engage.
But I've never seen Gary's picture, so when you say Gary, all I think of is SpongeBob SquarePants' pet snail Gary, which makes him seem like a fun person to argue with.
I've known this guy since I was in 3rd grade. He's a good dude. Played on a basketball team with him. He's the beard guy now. He's the beard and American flag shirt, but the American flag where it's like frayed and burnt at the end.
Oh,
That
he
American
really
flag.
understands
Yes.
America.
Okay,
Neat.
so here's the rant. So if you try to point out that Democrats have a history of backing racism and inequality, many current Democrats will point out that the political parties switched in the 60s, right around the time JFK was murdered. So did they really change their entire thought process, or is it something else? Ask yourself why the switch. If you are a rationally thinking human being, you will find that it's not because they care about minorities or the rights for women to vote. In fact, they made themselves even more disgraceful because now not only are they hiding their racism behind political agendas, but the fact that they are using those same people to keep them in office and try to win elections is comparable to a Ponzi scheme. So, not only are they now the great deceivers, but they also are now trying to portray Republicans as racist, white, ignorant rednecks. Look, there may be a couple racist, white, ignorant rednecks, maybe even thousands, but as a whole, the party is made of patriotic, blue-collared Americans, which used to be the backbone of our country. The builders of the future. Over the last 10 or 15 years, that base has shrank and coincides with the income equality in this country, in my opinion. In order for this country to be great, that base needs to be restored. With Democrats or Republicans, it matters not who strengthens our country as long as it is done. That is why I voted for POTUS, because his policies, by nature, will do exactly that, and that is making America great again. Rant over, #MAGA. Michelle, you've got your hand up.
Yes.
What you want to say?
So, okay. The reason the party switched in the 60s was because after Lyndon B. Johnson signed the Civil Rights Act, the Dixiecrats switched to Republican. So that's where the racism stopped, because a lot of the Southern Democrats were still extremely racist. So they became Republican because they were pissed.
Because
at
their
Lyndon B.
Democrat
Johnson.
president let him down and
Yes.
signed, okay.
So that explains, like, we lost the dead weight is what happens, and the Republicans inherited it.
Okay.
So there's that.